I'm going to leave you with one final piece of advice. And my advice is, never trust the super rich. What's the first thing they do when they get rich? They buy a yacht. Ever been in a yacht? It's like being in a 2-star hotel on fucking roller skates. The only reason anyone would want to own a yacht is so that they can abduct children, sail them into international waters, fuck them, and dispose of their bodies. And that's what everyone who owns a yacht is doing, okay? Is doing. I don't care who it is, J.K. Rowling, right? I have to say, for legal reasons, that J.K. Rowling is not fucking and killing children in international waters, to the best of my knowledge. That's what's happening out there. Sea levels aren't rising. It's just the weight of dead, fucked kids. The sea isn't even salty. Do you know there are now hotels for the super rich that are so exclusive that when you phone down and ask for an extra pillow, that's actually a code word. It's actually a code word for a prostitute. Imagine that, you phone down, you ask for an extra pillow, and a prostitute turns up. Now you have 2 prostitutes. And only 1 pillow to smother them with.
Talking about the magazine articles and about money and stuff, and I know for, maybe this hasn't been your experience, but from my experience and that of many other men and women in stand-up comedy, they work for years and years and years, literally, just making pennies. And then all of a sudden you hit it big and your paychecks increase enormously.
Yeah.
And is that any kind of pressure, any kind of problem for you? Do you?
I'm completely all right with that. It seems to have. I seem to have relaxed into it nicely. Now, it's a bit of pressure. I noticed that it changes you in little ways. Like it's changed the way I laugh at parties.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I used to go, that's really funny. You know, now I go, oh! Oh, beautiful! Have you guys heard this one? Oh!
You laugh that way because you know you're wealthy. Is that?
I'm very wealthy, and that's
odd.
That's how wealthy people laugh.
I wouldn't have guessed.
Oh!
Punks like you are a dime a dozen. I blow my nose off punks like you.
I was with Carlos Slim all day today, the richest man in the world. He's partnering.
The richest man in the world is Carlos Slim?
Correct, from Mexico. You never heard of him?
Of course not. I'm not a connected guy.
Oh, that's right. I just heard you. You don't watch the news. Well,
so Carlos Slim
is a terrific guy.
And this guy is working with you on Aura TV.
He financed it.
He financed it. The richest man in the world.
$76 billion.
What about this? I loved Liberace, but with all due respect, man, if you kick that guy in the ass, 100 cocks would fall out. Now, this is not what I do on Hulu.
No, you wouldn't do that.
No. Because I have respect for Carlos Slim. How much money does he have?
I don't know. It's mostly tied up in iron.
Yeah.
I was taping all day.
Oh, I thought you dressed up.
I did the Milken conference, the big Michael Milken conference.
Michael Milken.
I interviewed Carlos Slim, and then I interviewed him for my own show.
God, I'd like to meet that Carlos Slim. You think that could happen?
Yeah.
Could you make
He's
that
in
happen?
town. Go over to the Beverly Hilton tonight, and he'll be there watching Paul Anka sing.
Paul Anka?
Remember him?
Sure. Do I remember Paul Anka?
Yeah, he's still around.
I wonder where a guy named Carlos Slim from Mexico made all his money.
He made it in telecommunications. He owns the Mexican phone system.
Oh, yeah.
And in cell phones. And then he branched out. He owns Saks Fifth Avenue. He bought Apple at 20.
What?
He bought...
He owns Apple?
No, he bought Apple at 20.
He bought $20 a share.
Oh, God.
But he's in a lot of things. Mining, he's got mines.
Yeah.
He's got a lot of businesses. He's a wonderful man. He's a devoted family man. He's a humble kind of guy.
And yet bloodthirsty.
I guess you got to be a little
bit to rise that
acquire.
high.
Yeah. He's 76.
76 years old?
$1 billion. Only 73.
That's not too old.
I think maybe
We should get together with this Carlos Slim.
Seems like a good guy.
I just had a meeting with some lady, said she had a lot of money, Fat Nancy.
Oh, finance. And what, she want to finance something with you? What does she want to do with you?
You know what?
Bank called me up. They're like, "Hi, we're calling because you don't have enough money." I'm like, "I know." She's like, "Sir, you have insufficient funds." Well, that's a good way to put it too. I agree with that. I find my funds to be grossly insufficient. Thanks for calling. Why are you mad at me? I don't understand what. How is this something I'm doing to you? She's like, "Sir, you only have $20. That's not enough. You can't only have $20. I'm like, "Look, I'm not being broke just to fuck with you. I just really don't have any money. I'm not trying to be a dick. My life is shitty." So they charged me. They charged me $15. That's how much it costs to only have $20. But here's the fucked up part. Now I only have $5. What did I pay the $15 for if I don't get to have the $20 that I paid to have? I paid the fucking money. Where's my $20? That's like going to the movies. You buy your ticket and they go, "Get the fuck out of here. Go home." But I paid for the movie. No, you paid for a ticket, motherfucker. You didn't pay for a movie. You ever have negative money? That's depressing, isn't it? You look at your bank account, negative $10. That's how much I have now. Negative 10. That means I don't even have no money now. I wish I did. I wish I didn't have anything. I wish I just had nothing, but I have less than that. I don't have none. I have not 10. I can't, if it's free, I can't fucking afford it. Somebody could come up to me, "Dick, this is free." Fuck, that costs nothing. I can't afford that. That's more than I have. I gotta raise $10 to be broke. That's where I'm at. That's not good. That's bad. Apparently some of you are in the same fucking position. How's your economy doing? Shit. No, I'm glad you appreciate that story. Not everybody appreciates that story. I told that story about a week ago in Orange County, California, and all these rich motherfuckers looking at me with their boat tans and their golf shirts and penny loafers. They're all looking at me like, "Well, yeah. Like, you were financially irresponsible, you had to pay the price. I don't frankly see what you're angry about. The bank has a right to accrue a fee, clearly." That's how different it is to be rich than it is to be poor, because when you're rich, the bank pays you for being rich. If you have a lot of money, they give you money because you have a lot of money. They say, "You have so much money that we should give you some. Because you have a lot, you should have more. Here, take more money. Take this guy's 15, fuck him, you should have it." It makes perfect sense.
So, anyways, I'm down in Nantucket, and with all family, friends, extended family, and all that type of stuff, nieces, nephews, the whole 9 yards. Drinking again. Oh, baby, I'm drinking again. You know, I'm down there boozing it up. Drinking some of that Cisco Brewery Whale Tail Pale Ale, whatever they got down there, you know. I got my little Nantucket red fucking I'm friends with the banker shorts on. I'm living the dream. All right? And I'm just sitting there walking around, and I'm looking at all these rich fucking people. And I just find myself, the level with which I was judging them, which of course no one would give a shit. You know what I mean? If I was judging, what the fuck am I doing? If I was judging like, some poor group of people like that, I would be considered the biggest douche ever. All right? You don't know these poor people. Why are you judging them that way, right? But you why am I stuttering? You fucking judge rich people that way. Everybody laughs. They all think it's funny, you know? I had to work the whole week. It's like, why do I hate that guy? How do I know he didn't get his money legitimately? Why am I immediately assuming that this guy was a complete piece of fucking shit? You know? You know what it is? I don't like how rich people carry themselves. People born into wealth. They just have this, like that time when I was in D.C. and that little fucking 6-year-old kid got up, walked right up to the bar, climbed up on the stool and started calling out to this adult behind the bar, sir, excuse me, sir. Like I'll never be able to do the proper read of that. The way this kid said it, there was such a comfort in summoning this person over to come and talk to him, to do whatever the fuck he needed him to do at 6 years old. It fucking annoys the shit out of me. And I was just looking at these fucking rich people. They have the creepiest looking goddamn kids you ever seen in your life. Just creepy little fucking future bankers, CEO looking kids. You know, little blonde hair. They already got those chubby fucking, all kids have chubby cheeks, but just the way they look, that waspy pedigree, right? Which is another thing I can get away with. You know what I mean? The waspy pedigree, everybody will laugh because no one gives a fuck about that. You can trash waspy people up and down. I can't be out with this Jewish kind of blah, blah, blah. That's it. I got to fucking apologize. Waspy totally gets a fucking open lane. So anyways, waspy fucking look about them, right? With their fucking, they look like little Winston Churchills. Like, they still talk like little kids, but they should be walking around like, we shall never surrender. They just look like they're going to get some great fucking job, and they're going to steal from the company, and when they get caught, they're not going to get fucking prosecuted, just like these goddamn bankers. Just like all these rich cunts. They're just not going to, because they're going to have connections, and he's going to know shit about people or whatever, and they just hook each other up. The same way, at the level that I grew up, you didn't rat out your friends. They're doing the same thing at their level, except what they can do affects the entire population, as opposed to the level that I came up with where, maybe somebody's car that used to be there isn't there anymore. That's insurance fraud. I guess that hurts the group after a while, doesn't it? I don't know. So that was basically what I had to work at, and they had this place down the street called the Summer House. I was staying out in Sconset, and it's absolutely fucking beautiful, and I just couldn't get myself to go in there. I wanted to go in there. I wanted to sit down and have a fucking drink, but every time I saw another person going in with their fucking boat shoes without any socks on, like I felt like this hatred coming up in me. And I justified it for like 2-3 days, and I was just like, what the fuck is wrong with me? I bet, those people, they're probably just like me or the people I hang out with in that, as I always say, most of them are douchebags, but there's going to be like 4 or 5 people in there that are going to be really interesting. I've tell you the time I flew on the plane, right? I sat next to that guy who made a ton of fucking money starting his own credit card. And then he parlayed that money into buying cell phone towers. The guy was fucking hilarious. He had it, lost it, had it all again, lost it, and then now he was on top again. He had this, hey, what the fuck you gonna do vibe. Self-made man. So I'm sitting there going, they're not all like that, but they all had that same fuck idea with their fucking feet. I can't stand them. I really got issues. Because here I am, I'm down there, I'm vacationing too, acting like, but I'm the down-to-earth douchebag with my salmon-colored shorts on. Fucking hypocrite. I don't know. So anyways, I ended up going out fishing with my family. We had a great time. Didn't catch shit. Just caught bluefish. Didn't even catch.
Let me tell you about a story so true. We're showing me style and it's all so cool. It's about a garment torn and frayed. Getting this threads, the story conveyed. Walking down the streets with holes in my teeth. These red things here, part of me you see. It ain't about the brand or the label it holds. It's about the journey, the stories it unfolds. In these ragged clothes, I find my voice. A testament to resilience, my choice. From the streets to the stage, I rock my style. In my tattered shirt, I walk that mile. Ripped and torn, but still I stand in my ragged attire. I command, it's not just fabric, it's a statement I preach. In my threadbare garment, I find my reach. From the barrio to the bar, I make my mark. In my worn out jeans, I leave a spark. And they call it rags, but I call it art. In every stitch and tear, I play my part. It's the struggle of the streets, the hustle so real. In my tattered jacket, I seal the deal. A symbol of defiance against the status quo. My passion of pants, I let it show. It's not about the riches or the wealth I lack. In my faded hoodie, I stay on track. It's the heart of the hustle, the grind each day. In my worn out kicks, I find my way. Ripped and torn, but still I stand. In my ragged attire, I command. It's not just fabric, it's a statement I preach. In my threadbare garment, I find my reach. So here's to the ones with the clothes that tear. In our patched up attire we have, so let the world see our garments worn. For in our rags, our stories are born. In the language of the streets we speak. In our torn up clothes we find our peak.
Just striper. Didn't catch anything, but it was still cool. And we didn't take more than we were going to eat. So I didn't feel too bad about that. But I think I kind of got talked into doing something really stupid. The guy who had the boat actually had a fucking shark cage. And he's like, it's totally safe. We take you about 15 miles out. We chum the water. And you get in this fucking cage. And you know what? After all these years of doing bits about how fucking stupid it is to swim in the ocean and all that type of shit, I'm going to do it. Next year, I'm going to do it. I almost said it costs an arm and a leg. There's your fucking pun right there. Your awful joke. But it does. It's really expensive. But I want to see a fucking shark. And I got that white thing in me where that white person thing where I want to see the shark being a shark. The same way I don't want to see a bear just walking through the forest. I want to throw something at it so it gets up on its hind legs and starts doing that shit like it's about ready to step into the squid circle, right? I think that is uniquely a white thing. That we just want to see an animal looking like it's going to kill us, or we don't feel like that we got the full experience.